Okay. We should be all set. Stream is up and running. Players should be starting the draft momentarily. And then we'll be all set. So, welcome to the final match of the first round, the Boneyard Invitational number 1. Another best of 3 series coming your way. Joe versus pobz. Let's get started. First map ban is through. It's going to be Nagari. No surprises there. Everybody hates water. Still hoping I can see thickets, though. It's never going to happen, but I
wonder what we're going to see from pobz.
It's going to be the pit. Have we seen the pit at all? I think the pit's been banned every set, too.
It has.
I don't think we've seen... We haven't seen the pit. We haven't seen Nagari. We've seen Dry Arabia, Lipany, Gorge. We've seen Mongolian Heights once or twice. We're not going to see it this time, though. Mongolian Heights gets banned. Do we see thickets coming through?
Moment of truth.
Do we see thickets? Come on, Joe. Show me not thickets. Damn it, Joe. I was so close. You saved thickets for the very end. Oh, bummer. Oh, well. All right, so we've got Lipany. Game 1. Joe choosing the home map there. Lipany. pobz. Let's see here. Let's see what he's going to roll with. Honestly, my brain can't move on from the fact that he saved thickets for the very last ban. It's so cruel.
That was a tease for sure.
Gorge. And that means we're going to have Dry Arabia, good old Dry Arabia, as the tiebreaker. Should the need arise.
Could be a better map for a tiebreaker. Good old Dry Arabia. Tried and tested.
Oh, yeah. Like, dried and tested.
I like what you did there.
Sorry. Alright, so I wouldn't be surprised if we saw the Byzantines from Joe. Lipany, really good map for Byzantines. They get those berries. Olive oil starts flowing real early, and it is going to be Byzantines into Chinese. Not sure who that matchup favors, to be honest. They both got a lot up their sleeve the later the game goes on, but after that we'll be seeing Ayubids versus English.
Interesting.
And
lots of late games here.
Ooh, another English. English versus Jushi's Legacy. On Dry Arabia will be the tiebreaker if we get there. But game 1, Byzantines Chinese on Lipany. I'm not gonna lie, this might be the most exciting matchup yet. Just in terms of civs. I love watching Byzantines and Chinese play at a high level because they're so complicated and they're such good late game civs. You never know what you're gonna get.
Are you ready?
I'd love to see this get to Imperial.
Me too. That's what
we
I'm
get.
hoping for.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And the map favours it actually with the cliffside structures. You get a bit of defence. Means the games can go a little bit later.
Good luck. Have fun.
Okay, players are going to be loading into the game. You probably heard the AoE taunts going on in the background. I could mute them, but I enjoy them myself. Byzantines, Chinese, though. I'm trying to think of who I favor here. Byzantines or Chinese? I think I go Byzantines. Because I feel like they can play earlier in the game than China can. So if they decide that they want to push early, they want to fight it out in feudal, they're much better equipped for that, I think, than Chinese are.
Absolutely, I'd agree with that. Yeah, but then again, the Chinese have good defense. They've got the gunpowder towers, the TCs, the Barbican. They could be challenging to raid in feudal.
True. My main fear for Chinese and feudal, even with their defenses, which I think they would have a much better shot than like Shushi, for example. But I think one of the issues for them is going to be the sheer mass that Byzantines can make. If Chinese can't find a timing to get to to get to castle, to get those nests of bees, I don't know how they deal with that mass, to be honest. Especially if they're into Varangian Guard. Like, the Varangian Guard will eat Shukanu alive.
Yeah, absolutely. But what we could see, if this game does go through to Imperial Age, we could see the engineering company come out from the Byzantines, and we could have a Nestes fight off.
Oh god, I forgot that they can get nested bees out of that. Oh my god.
Could be exciting. I wonder what contract he's going to go.
I would imagine Western in this matchup because Longbow is probably the best, bar none, unit in the game to fight the Shukanu with because they just have so much range. You can kite them before they even get within range and just kill them.
Absolutely.
And you get 5 longbows, by the way, which is still nuts to me. 5 longbows out of just 1 queue. It's just, I don't know, it's crazy to me.
With those stutter steps, they can be pretty lethal, especially as you say against opponents' archers, or Chukanu in this case.
Okay, and the map is now loaded up. We enter into caster mode and we get started. So, game number 1 starting now. We've got pobz in the north side playing the Chinese in the color pink, and his opponent from Germany. We've got Joe in the color blue playing the Byzantines, and we probably have, I would say, the most hyped match we have played thus far in the tournament unfolding before our very eyes. These two have been talking a lot of smack for like 2 weeks now. It's been great to watch. But early on, we're going to see Pio getting some really, really good sheep numbers early on, which in this matchup is very important. It's not always relevant in every matchup, but if you're playing Chinese, especially into a civ that can be aggressive like Byzantines, making sure that you get a decent number of sheep can be the difference between life or death if they decide to play early.
Absolutely, yeah, and we see pobz setting things up nicely back home. He's moving his sheep out to his berries that he's got the mill and the Imperial officials supervising, so he's going to get that extra drop off. Also be generating that gold.
I mean, how long have we seen this exact China opening in the meta? Like, probably 2 years now at least, right? You start all 6 onto the straggler, build the mill, drop it off, IO, supervise. I mean, it's just so good. I really don't think we'll ever see that build be out of fashion. It's just so good.
Such a strong build because you get the village as well with the 40 pop space. So when you're getting involved in those intense feudal micro battles, you're not having to remember to build those houses.
Yeah, and he is going with the village as well. He's going with the village early start. So chances are we're not going to see too much in terms of early units. Typically when you go the village, just because you have to pay all of that wood up front, you don't really have the wood to go for those sorts of earlier plays. But on the other side, we do see the Byzantines going with that 1 olive grove opening. Grand Winery also going to get, or sorry, not Grand Winery. Imperial Hippodrome going to get thrown down. So we are going to see some early game aggression from the Byzantines, which in this matchup really isn't a surprise, I would say.
Yeah, that single olive grove start seems to be becoming more popular. I was watching some of the pro streams this morning, and it was a common theme for the Byzantine opening.
Yeah, what's interesting to me is that he doesn't have anyone on the berries yet. Especially because he had a little bit of vital time with these villagers while he was waiting to get the food, to get the Hippodrome going. That's because he hasn't come back and dropped these sheep off yet. But still, I think if you're going to go Hippodrome, I guess maybe you could not go on the early berries if you don't want to. Oh no! Oh
Of course, something
no!
out here.
Oh no!
Fucking drop incoming.
Oh no!
Question is, where is it going? We see Pop Scout in Joe's base.
He
Looking for
sees. Oh, he's trying to put it on the gold.
location.
He's trying to put it on the gold. I don't know. This might be too late. He's got a wheelbarrow.
Big commitment here.
Oh, hold it. Does Joe see this? Joe has no idea. Look at that. Look at his vision. He has no idea. If he's listening, he could hear the sound there. No.
Oh, it's going right there.
You lunatic.
Wow.
He has 10 villagers over here. Look at this guy. He's barbican rushing.
Oh, Joe's villagers are coming in for the kill.
Oh no! Akratoid defenses getting deployed here. Oh no!
Great move.
Oh, you can't. This is why you can't barbican rush the Byzantines. Oh no!
That is a game changer.
Cancel it! Cancel the barbican. I mean, the game's over, right? Like.
Wow, I'm speechless.
Like, the game's over. Right? I mean, that's 10 villagers. Less than 5 minutes into the game.
Akratoid defense there.
Akratoid defenses.
Absolutely sublime.
Absolute game changer. And for those, the uninitiated who don't play Byzantines, aka those without the PhD required, Akratoid defenses arm nearby villagers with stronger weapons and increase their armor by +2. And that's +1 damage in Dark Age, which doesn't sound like a lot. But when you had that many villagers going from what, 6 to 7, that adds up really fast. And that 2 damage means if you try to take a fight with them, with villagers of your own, you have no chance. And we're gonna see a tap out. Oh my god.
Wow.
So much for Imperial.
Wow.
What in the world? Pio going with I'm speechless.
As am I.
What
I
in
did
the
not
world?
expect to see that in game 1.
If he got it up, that would have been really something. But I mean, I think the graph kind of tells the story here.
I mean, I wonder if there was a way for pobz to turn that around with a double TC to Song, get that fast vills, but man, that 10 villager loss was a...
I think maybe, and take this with a huge grain of copium, maybe if Joe went Grand Winery instead, maybe. Because it would just take him a little bit more time to ramp up. But with Hippodrome, no. No way. Because if we look at the food count, yeah, he has enough to make 1 horseman. That's really all he needs at this point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just to idle him out a little bit more, and like that's it. That's all you need. Game over.
I think pobz could have pulled it off if the placement of that Barbican was slightly further away.
Yeah, it was just
very aggressive
really
placement.
close. Yeah, really, really close.
Within the vision, as you said, I saw it on your stream. There was an area of shadow he could have dropped that Barbican, and unless Joe was paying attention to the in-game sound, he wouldn't have known it was there.
Well, game 1 is gonna go to Joe in a very bizarre fashion. A less than 6-minute game between the Byzantines and Chinese of all civilizations. Which is just crazy to even say that sentence. That's nuts.
Well, our hopes and dreams didn't come true here, Dusty. We wanted to see that Imperial play, and we had a player tap out in the Dark Age.
We didn't even see a feudal play. We're like, oh man, I really hope it gets to Imperial. Alright, so here's what we need to do. We need to adjust our expectations and say, I really hope we see a feudal play. Because
Agreed.
Apparently we were getting a little too greedy with our ask there.
So
But
I'm just putting it out there.
uh,
English white tower drop incoming.
oh yeah, I mean, come on. I mean, he 10 villager Barbican rush the Byzantines of all civs. You know he's white tower rushing. He has to. Right? I mean, unless if he goes for the Galaxy Brain play of turtling after doing that. Maybe that's what it was. Like, he didn't even want to play Chinese. And he was just, wait, hold on a second. Hear me out. Hear me out. Everybody here knows Byzantines is Joe's best civ. Right? Maybe Pio's like, you know what? I don't think I have a shot here, so I'm just going to do something stupid. If it works, awesome. If it doesn't, whatever. I wasn't going to do well anyway. Just get Byzantines out of the way early. So not only does he get Lipany out of the way, he also gets Joe's Byzantines out of the way. Now, I'm delusional, but I'm just saying, what if? You know?
Yeah, I think
What if?
strategies for sure, but let's wait and see what we find with the English versus Ayyubids on Gorge.
You know what? I think what it was is that Pio heard all the Brits complaining that England was starting soon. So he was like, you know what? I'm going to do them a favor. And we're just going to get this out of the way real quick.
What a commitment. It really was. Game 1. Unbelievable.
What a madman. I'm reeling from that. That's nuts, dude. He's crazy.
Yes.
Good luck. Have fun.
What a way to make an entrance to the tournament, eh?
Good luck. Have fun.
Madman. Absolute madman. But let's move on. If we even can at this point. To the next match. Gorge, Joe on the Ayyubids, Pio on the English. And I think I wouldn't be surprised here if we just saw two stock standard meta plays from the English and the Ayyubids. Ayyubids probably going to be going with the reinforcement in feudal, maybe into logistics in castle. English wouldn't be surprised if we saw the 2TC into Abbey of Kings, White Tower. Whether that be a drop or defensive remains to be seen. My money would be on drop, but we'll see.
Interesting thoughts there, because you got the reinforcement wing. You'll get those the steady trickle of the Desert Raider. But if pobz decides to go with the Council Hall, those longbows trade very well against those Desert Raiders. So
Yeah,
it's
that's
interesting
true.
to see what feudal landmarks we see here.
I think that's something that people don't take into account often enough when they play against Ayyubid's reinforcement. Because people will complain, oh, yeah, it's so crazy they can put on all this pressure while they're booming or whatever. And like, yeah, sure. I'm not saying that that's not valid. But I think at the same time, if you just invest into earlier ranged units, don't go into spearmen, but go ranged units, you'll find that they trade pretty well. Because if you read the description of the Desert Raider, it actually specifies that they're weak to ranged units. So they do have a counter. It's just not spearmen, even though you might think initially that's what it is.
They do indeed, and actually horsemen trade very well against the Desert Raider because their military type is classed as light ranged infantry. Light ranged cavalry. So where it's classified as the ranged, the horsemen, whilst they get the debuff for being cavalry, they also get a slight buff for fighting against a ranged unit. So
you just have to be careful with the
unit.
horsemen, though, because the Desert Raider, if I'm not mistaken, does get a little bonus damage against cav if they're in melee form. If they stay in ranged form, absolutely, you can hunt them to the ends of the earth, and that'll be that. But I think in mass, I think the horsemen will definitely outtrade the Desert Raiders, at least on cost alone, because they are much cheaper and easier to macro as well.
Yeah.
All right. We have loaded in game number 2 somehow. It's already started here. On the south side, we have Joe, who's up 1-0 right now. In the color blue, playing as the Iabids, and in the north side, we've got the Madman, Pio, in the color teal, playing the English. Got two of my favorite colors. I'm already happy.
See in the chat here, Johnson's got the taunts ready for the for the fail of the White Tower Rush.
Oh yeah. You waited 2 hours to die like this?
Yes.
Except for this, it's 2 weeks. One of the most hyped matches of the whole tournament, probably, even through to the finals. And this madman decides to 10-man Barbican rush the Byzantines. And that is why I love Pio. Because he's insane. And he'll do stuff like that. But if we take a look at scouting patterns real quick, we can see Pio going a little more defensive. Joe going much more aggressive. Joe. Oh. Okay, good. Sorry. That's an English TC. That's the Gatling gun over there.
So Joe's trading better on the sheep collection at the moment. We got 5-2 in Joe's favour.
He's definitely doing better here. That sheep. Oh, Joe. Oh.
Interesting to see that the PO had the right side to himself, and he's actually come over to contest the left side here with Joe.
He did get one, but I think overall that wasn't worth it because Joe still got the lion's share of that, I would say. Does Joe even has wisdom up yet? No, he doesn't.
He does not. I was just about to mention that.
Yeah, he's kind of running out of time for that to... Oh my god. Pio is nuts. Look at him. Look at the east side. He's going out to the deer. You're crazy, dude. Into Iabids? Does this guy have, like, no sense of danger? He's crazy. Absolutely
As Dash would
crazy.
say, you've got to be bold.
Or as my dad would say, you got a death wish, son?
So we do see the House of Wisdom rushed up by Joe here, and he is going with the military wing reinforcement, so we are going to see that trickle of Desert Raiders on the field.
Which terrifies me to no end, because all it takes for this whole thing to go south is Joe sending this scout over here. Because if he kills 7 villagers this early, the game's over again, as we just saw previously. And he is going to head... Okay, he's going straight across for now. Where's that waypoint going? He's going to the base, probably scouting the landmark. Good call.
So we are seeing the Abbey of Kings from PO. There was a slight miss macro there where the idle time to get to the deer on the right hand side he was unable to produce from his TC, and consequently is aging up with 2 vills on the landmark.
Did a little better on the sheep though when he went for that deeper route on the right side.
Yeah,
so that's good at least. Oh my god. Oh, this makes me so nervous. Joe is so close to going over to that deer pack. I don't think, has he seen the landmark? Not sure if he has.
I think we're about to see it because he hasn't scouted that right side.
I'm not sure. Has he seen the Abbey of Kings? I don't think so. He might not know what this is. But I think what you were saying earlier beforehand, before the game started, was probably the right call, going Council Hall. I don't really think Abbey of Kings is going to give you much value here. But we'll see. First Desert Raiders out. We'll see. Any survival techniques? Oh, no survival techniques either. That's... If you're going to go on the early deer, you want to get that gathered as fast as possible so you can get out of danger. Oh, don't lose the scout. Oh, Joe's going to lose that scout. If he garrisons. No, he doesn't garrison. That's fine. Oh. Oh.
No, he survives.
Oh no, look where he's going.
He's heading in the direction of the deer.
No. No. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. No. He saw it.
Wow.
Oh, no.
Let's see if that influences the direction of those desert raiders.
First one is on the gold.
On the gold, yeah.
Oh. Oh, he's gonna get a villager first trouble. Gotta be careful. I switched to the bow here. Be careful. Like I was mentioning before, they are weak.
Micro here.
They are weak to ranged units, and technically, English villagers do classify as ranged units, kind of. Oh wait, Pio kept that villager alive.
He did, and he killed the desert raider.
Well played by Pio there.
So interestingly, in Joe's base here, we see he's moved off the gold onto the stone, so we're looking at a second TC, I would imagine.
No, he's going for arrow slits. He's probably looking for a fast castle.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, King coming in on the food. Gets a couple of the sheep here. For his trouble. 500 food denied. I mean, it's English, so it doesn't really matter that much. And he is still on these deer. But we don't see survival techniques. So he'll be out there for a little bit. And now that I just noticed, Pio doesn't have any villagers on wood. And he hasn't, like, for a while now. Oh my god. Pio's castling.
Yeah, it looks like they're both going.
He's castling.
Play here.
Nice,
oh,
nice
we're gonna see the white tower drop. We are.
No,
we're about to see it, folks.
Pio, stop. Where's Joe's scout?
What do they say? If at first you don't succeed, try again.
Look at Joe's scout. It went right by those villagers. Oh, like ships in the night. The only thing I'm afraid of for Pio is this outpost. Because it's giving a lot of vision over there. He did lose his king. Oh, Pio, don't do that again. Please don't do that again. Pio, please.
There's a raider in the proximity.
Pio, please. Oh, not like this. You can't do this. This isn't gonna work.
The desert raider.
This is not gonna work. Not with 11 villagers. You need literally everybody.
20. This is all or nothing here.
It's nothing. This isn't gonna work. You're insane. Yeah, no, there's no chance.
Oh, this is painful to watch. I love the bravery.
Oh yeah. I mean, he's a madman, clearly. You're insane, Pio. You're insane. You gotta cancel this, though. He's losing resources.
Yeah.
But I mean, where do you go from here? That's 12 villagers now. And if Joe's smart, he'll go over here to the deer villagers. Oh, Pio, please cancel this. Oh, cancel this. Please cancel this. Second Desert Raider's out now as well. Please, cancel it. Oh, or cancel the game. Oh, no. This whole set was less than 30 minutes from stream start to stream end. 3 minutes before the England kickoff. He's just trying to make some friends with the Brits, and I think he's going to succeed. They're all thanking him. I don't doubt it. What a madman.
Dusty.
What a madman. Absolute madman.
Speechless once again. Being bold to the extreme.
What is going on, dude? I gotta tell you what. I wish everyone in the tournament would play more like Pio. Because that was so fun to watch. He's so crazy. Oh, that's so funny. But well played to Joe. He played his game. He didn't let the shenanigans throw him off. He kept his composure, kept cool, and just did what he needed to.
Some smart reactions, especially in that first game with the Akatori defense.
Yeah, that one in the game. Hitting Akator defenses was really kind of what sealed the deal.
Very quick thinking and difficult to do when you're under pressure in a 1v1.
Especially with
So
Byzantines.
hats off to Joe.
Yeah, because they have so much going on as is. So being able to think about that, hit the button, and then micro the villagers properly to surround them, because those are Chinese villagers. They build fast. So if you don't do it quick, you will be surprised by how fast they get those buildings up. So well played to Joe. Great set from both of them. P.O., you're an absolute madman. I love you. Joe, well played. Kept his cool. Comes out with the 2-0. But stay tuned. Later today in about, 3 hours time? I want to say?
Yeah, that's correct.
About 3 hours time, almost exactly, actually. We're going to have probably the most hyped game of the tournament thus yet, now that this game is over. And that's going to be the great Silver Bullet versus all the way from the Shire, Bilbo Swaggins. So that's going to be later today. 3 hours from now, 3 o'clock Eastern Time, 7 p.m. GMT, 8 p.m. BST. Be there. It's going to be great. In the meantime, thank you very much for joining. Thank you, P.O., for being a madman. Thank you, Joe, for showing up, playing some good, clean AoE. And thank you, Chris, for joining this clown fiesta.
Thank you for having me, man, and thank you to the viewers. Congratulations to Joe. Commiserations for pobz.
Commiserations.
Wow.
All right. We'll see you in about 3 hours. GG's, everybody.
Look forward to it. I'll see you there.